All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome back to the session. Good evening. This is the 6 p.m. session. We're going to do a market wrap up. All right. Just going to look back and see what we spoke about has formed. Are we getting those movements? But yeah, this is just going to be a market wrap up. We're not going to waste time. We're going to jump straight into it, guys. Hope you guys are having a warm evening. All right. So we've been focusing on the yen today, right? We've been looking at the yen, the commodities, as well as the indices. So in terms of the yen, we have not, the yen is still developing. You've got euro yen, right? I showed you guys my thoughts on euro yen, just looking for a correction. There is a correction that's forming. Right? So at some point during the week, we are going to get that continuation towards the upside. So the yen at the moment is correcting. Euro yen, pound yen is correcting as well. Pound yen correcting as well. The CAD yen, as well as the dollar yen. All right. So I don't think there is going to be a setup this evening. I don't think there's going to be a setup this evening. All right. They're all correcting. So we'll just have a look at them tomorrow to see what's going to happen. But at least we are prepared with the yen. We know exactly what we're looking for. All right. NZD, JPY. The same thing. It is correcting. Right. So giving this correction a bit of time, and then we'll come back once the correction has formed. All right, giving it a bit of time. So the yen, there's pretty much nothing, right? On the commodities, US 30, this is what US 30 has done. All right. Remember when I told you that looking for a drop, looking for price to go down. So when price broke this top, I told you guys that we're looking for this. So we're not looking to buy USD CAD around here, looking for this. So look what happened. Price did exactly what we spoke about. Price did exactly what we spoke about, right? So US 30, where is US 30 going? US 30 is coming back down here. US 30 is coming back down here, but it's going to break this low to complete this formation. So it tapped this high one more time. We've got a new high. So the pattern, this is a pattern, by the way, the pattern is done. So from here on, where are we going? We are going back to this low. We're going to break this low, right? We're going to break this low. So that possibility I told you guys about, this one here, we are now getting that possibility now. We are now getting this possibility. So US 30 could be coming all the way down to this low. But for now, a short-term move down to this low. And then we'll see what's going to happen, right? It is going to break this low though, because of the formation. It is going to break this low. So any sell setups here, are going to take us back down here. They're going to take us back down here. So USD, or rather US 30, this is what happened with US 30. Very simple technicals or technicals around this one. All right. So yeah. So one more push down. We'll talk about US 30 once it comes back down to this low. For now, it needs to complete this move by coming back down to this area. It might go a little bit lower than that, but it just needs to break this low. All right. So there is a setup a short-term setup back down to this low, just a short-term setup. And if you look at NASDAQ, if you have a look at NASDAQ is also correcting, right? NASDAQ is also correcting. So it tapped this low, it went up, there's a correction now forming here. There's a correction forming, which is this one. There we go. Yeah, there's a correction here forming. So with NASDAQ, I would anticipate NASDAQ to break, right? Once it's done with the correction, it is going to create some lows. It is going to create some lows here. Now, once those lows, or once we get that low, then this is what I'll be looking for, a continuation up. Unless it comes back down to this low. Unless it does that. But this is where I would anticipate price to go up. Yeah, this is where, around this area. So NASDAQ also, it is correcting. All right. So yeah, once this correction is done, looking for a continuation up. Looking for a continuation up. So US 30, one more low. We need one more low, and then once that has formed, we'll look for continuations up. Once that has formed, and then you've got NAS 100 that is still creating this corrective structure. From there on, looking for a continuation up. All right. So in terms of the commodities, this is how we are looking. Sorry, not the commodities, but the indices. This is how we're looking. Now, the commodities, gold. Let me just remove this. Now, gold, the analysis hasn't changed on gold, right? We can see today's trading has just been sideways on gold. All right. So remember what I told you guys, that it is now trading on this high. It's now trading on that high. So if it rejects that high, I'll be looking for a short-term sell. I'll be looking for a short-term sell either back to these lows. Yeah, I think back to these lows. A short-term sell. So the idea is to wait and see how the daily candle is going to close. So that hasn't changed. All right. This is how it's looking right now. We need this week. We need this week. If we are going to look for shorts, we need that week. It's going to be important. We need that week. All right. And then, yeah, on the lower time frames, nothing much has happened. On the lower time frames, structure is trying to form at the moment. Right. So just going to wait for the daily candle to close, and then we'll take it from there. Take it from there. But any rejection of this zone, I'll be looking for a short back down to this low. I'll be looking for a short back down to this low. Now, also remember that tomorrow we've got CPI. So the CPI can change this whole outlook. If it does that, then we're going to come back and reanalyze. But as it is now, if it bounces, looking for a short back down to this low, and then we'll take it from there. So waiting for this candle to close. Silver, the same thing. Silver, the same thing. As long as silver has broken this top, we are looking for downside, right? The candle on the daily time frame, it is not as strong as the one we see on gold, right? This one on silver, not as strong. So we just need to be a little bit patient with this one. A little bit patient with this one. Yeah, just need to be a little bit patient with this one. All right. So yeah, so nothing much to do. Nothing much to do. We just need to wait a little bit. But also if silver rejects, which I'm anticipating it will reject, I'm looking for some shorts on silver. Short-term shorts. Short-term shorts. All right. So just going to wait for the daily candle to close, and then we'll see how it closes and how the next candle will form. So for now, there's nothing much. But as long as it's somewhere here, I'm looking for this, for a short-term sell. So gold, waiting for gold. Yeah, just waiting for gold to complete that candlestick. Yeah, waiting for gold to complete that candlestick. All right. So in terms of the commodities, this is an update on the commodities as well as the indices. All right. And then the yen just needs to correct. We can see we don't really have a proper correction. CAD JPY, looking for that correction. USD JPY, looking for a correction. And all the other yen pairs, right? GBP JPY, looking for a correction. Yeah, looking for a correction. So the yen, nothing has happened. We'll talk about the yen tomorrow. Right. It seems like tonight, the one that's moving tonight is US 30. Seems like US 30 tonight could move back down to this low. Right. And then I think that is the only one that could move. Nasdaq I think is one for tomorrow. Yeah. So US 30, this is how it's looking. All right. So nothing has changed much. The technicals are still there. Our setups are still valid. All we need to do is just to wait for the setups to form. All right. So at the moment, the setups are still developing. Right? So we're going to see tomorrow, and we're going to take it from there. The CPI tomorrow, right? So the CPI, we'll see what's going to happen with the CPI. If it changes things, then we'll come back and discuss those changes. Let's have a look. So with regards to the US oil, with regards to the US oil, it seems like we are going to get one more push to the upside, back to that structure. So how it's looking at the moment is we have an impulse that created this structure there. And now we are looking for a higher low. All right. So we are trading within the structure, which price has already bounced from the 61.8 of the Fibonacci. So you've got that bounce there. So it seems like the structure is bullish as long as the market does not take this low out. As long as it doesn't take this low out, then we are going to go to that high, right? As long as it doesn't take that low out, we are going to that high there. But we need to be wary of these gaps. There's a lot of gaps on silver. So, sorry, this is not silver, but WTI, US oil. There's a lot of gaps, but the structure is bullish. is bullish. All right. So the gap, the market is about to close this gap, and the next one is going to be this one here. So what I would say is we break 82.9, 83. We break 83, we are going to 88. We break 83, we are going to 88. Yeah. So at the moment it's trying to close this gap. So if you break, we are going to 88. If it breaks 88, then we're going to complete at 92. Right, this is the move here. This is the move. All right. Yeah, so we would look for one more push back to that high. So that's how US oil is looking, both WTI as well as Brent crude. Looking for one more push towards the upside. Yeah, I mean 92 makes sense. 92 makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense, because that's where the resistance is. Makes a lot of sense. So yeah, so that's how WTI is looking. All right. So yeah, so this is how the trading day is looking. All right. So these setups, we're going to wait for them and let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. So, all right. So the commodities are still there. Gold and silver are still there. Keeping a close eye on gold. We're going to we'll discuss gold tomorrow at 9:30. All right. On the 9:30 session, we're going to discuss it. But if it drops, then we're going to get this move. We're going to get this move unless it changes altogether. All right. So yeah, so guys, this is how it's looking. This is how things are looking. Let's look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow, we do have that CPI session at 2 p.m. So we're going to have the 9:30 session. We're going to skip the 12. We're going to have the 2, right? So only tomorrow, we won't have the 12 o'clock session. We're going to have the 9:30. Then we're going to wait for the CPI. So yeah, so let's look forward to it. It's going to be a very busy day tomorrow. Just be prepared. And yeah, for tonight, we're going to end it here. All right. We're going to end it here. So have yourselves a good evening and I'll catch you guys tomorrow bright and early at 9:30. Cheers, everyone.